computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Yo, what's up, guys? What's up, Jake? What's up, Stefan? What's up, Smashy? Handy, what's going on? Barb, what's up, man? Good job on that soul trade. What's up, Camerales? How's it going? All right, guys. How's the music volume? Is it good? All right, awesome. All right, so today let's start with the higher time frame. So the 4 hour. So we just got another break of structure on the 4 hour. We came to take this liquidity. Like we left off on the stream yesterday, it's still guilty until proven innocent since we're now on a downtrend on 6 hour, 4 hour, higher time frames. This morning we got a little bit of a pump on assets, which worked out nice for the soul trade that we were looking at. Really, as soon as this momentum broke here, we were going down. Shorts are banging. As far as how we came up to, we were talking yesterday about coming up to test like the golden pocket in 786, getting a rejection up here. We did that, but also more importantly, we had this daily trend line that we were looking at since the break here. And if you look on the 15-minute here, let me get rid of this for now. Yeah, we pretty much rejected right off that same trend line again. So we came up, bulls tried to push it back above for a reclaim, failed reclaim of the trend line. This was kind of the short that we were looking at on the stream last night. We didn't actually get 5-minute structure up here, so it was a little more difficult. We didn't get really the 5-minute break until down here at like 87.5, but as soon as we did get that 5-minute break here, we did reject to the downside now. Looks like we came up to kind of try to break this 5-minute high here, failed to do so, and now we're rolling over. If we are able to durably break above this, we may see some more upside, but this just looks like sideways consolidation here, maybe SFP break, something like that, come lower. We still do have a lot of liquidity below us, like we were talking about yesterday. We have kind of the liquidity from this low that we haven't swept yet, and the liquidity from these weekend lows back whenever we started the pump here that we never came back to grab. So really, until we durably break above these trend lines here, we are still looking at coming down. Now the good news about taking this low here is that it does move our 4-hour structure high to up here like 90,275, which is nice. Like since we swept this high and put in some structure here and broke it, we are getting some 4-hour highs that are easier to break, kind of similar to what we were getting on the way down over here. Like when we had the high here, we failed to break. We had the high here, we failed to break. So that does make it a little easier to break bullish and try to bring man, I cannot remember the name of that bull for the life of me. We might have to pick another name. It's escaping me. Oh, Beefy, that's right. If you want Beefy to come back, we do have to break this 4-hour structure, which is now moved, so we can mark that out on the chart here. We now have our 4-hour high up here at 90,386. Now, right, where it's guilty until proven innocent, we haven't even broken 5-minute bullish, which to break 5-minute bullish, we would have to come break above 85,759. Did we SFP that earlier? We did SFP that. Ooh, that was probably a nice little short there. So we SFP the 5-minute. That would target the lows down here. We're trying to hold on to like this momentum from the lows, kind of putting in an ascending triangle here. If we can break above this, this would be the first step to getting some higher moves, but we are in a downtrend. So remember, when the 5-minute breaks bullish, it's just creating an opportunity to maybe come retest supply up here, to put in a bear break, to get short, to come back and target the week low. So that's definitely something that we have to keep in mind. We can mark out our supply range up here. So we have a little bit of supply here, depending on how strong this downtrend is going to be. But the main supply that I'd be looking at is up here. a couple areas that we can look for rejections. This kind of lines up with the, if we extend this trend line out. Yeah, if we can come up into the supply here, try to test this. But this may just roll over. Remember, the only real time frame that we had a structure break on, I think, was at the bottom here. Yeah, we had a structure break on the 1 minute. What about the 2 minute? Not even the 2 minute, 3 minute. Yeah, so really just a 1 minute structure break at the lows here. And the lows on the 1 minute is sitting down here at like 84,866. So if we do break bearish down here at 84,866, then we're bearish on the 1 minute again. That would also involve losing this upward trend line. If we do come down here, I would probably expect us to come run these lows, especially with the loss of the downtrend. Right? Something like that we could look at. If we're going to hold here and take another swing at the 5 minute here, if we do break that 5 minute, I would look for a short out of this supply here, but the main area in premium I'm looking for a short is going to be up here, right? At this supply up here. But these are the two areas where I would expect to get a rejection if it's not going to be from just this 5 minute SFP, which the confirmation for me would be a break of this on the 1 minute. Let's talk about here. Well, let's see. Are there any levels to the downside here? So if we just pull like a fib here, I still like the liquidity down here at 83,400. If we pull a fib here, it looks like we tried to bounce off the golden pocket to the highs, failed to bounce, so we're now kind of rejecting off that. And look at that, the 786 lines up exactly with this previous liquidity that we still haven't come to sweep. So I kind of like that area. This would be one area that I'd be looking for. Now we'd have to get structure breaks down here, but it would also be a sweep of this low here. But really, the shorts are going to be the main bias right now. But if we look, let's pull some volume since this break here. Yeah, so we tried to hold the value area low here. Failed to hold it. Now we're rejecting off of it as resistance, which is pretty bearish, guys. The one thing that we do have going for us is that we've broken out of this kind of downtrend line from the dump. So similar to what we did over here, right? We bounced out of the downtrend from the dump. We went sideways. We ran into the uptrend line here, and then we tried to go up. Are we doing the same thing here? Well, again, if we do, you would be looking at our golden pocket from our impulse here. And where does that golden pocket line up? Exactly with this previous supply right here. So yeah, like 87.5 is going to be a very interesting level to watch. That would involve getting a 15-minute market structure break. Let's see, where do we break the 15? Yeah. Yeah, it might. I think that's internal structure there, but yeah, I'd be looking for like 5-minute breaks up here. But that would be the level that I'm watching. That, and then kind of this previous supply here, maybe an SFP of this high into the point of control. But if we can't get back into the value area here, then we're going to be coming down quickly to 83,400 in my opinion. So that's what I'm kind of looking at locally on Bitcoin. What's up, Alex? Yeah, dude, I mean, on my 200 subscriber special, I did a face reveal at the end, so see you there. Yeah, Kyle's awesome. Love that guy. What's up, Cubanian? All right, so yeah, these are the levels that I'm kind of looking at on Bitcoin. Make sure that you set an alert here. Okay, so let's talk about the Sol trade. Where is it? Oh, yeah. So this trade here, so we took this off of the 4-hour SFP and then break of structure. First take profit was at 123.50 over here, came back down. And then this was originally where I had the full take profit here. And I kind of mishandled on my end, like I could have gotten more out of this trade because originally, I mean, this was a 3.45 to 1 risk to reward, so should have just taken full of the profit here. Got a little bullish here, moved my stop to entry after TP2 here, but I think the way that Barb posted that he took it in the Discord, I mean, obviously is the way that I teach. It's be a better way to set up the trade. So he actually moved his stop loss here in line with 5-minute structure and got stopped out here as opposed to way back at entry. So shout out to Barb for that. You played that beautifully, bro. But yeah, like we talked a little bit about this on stream yesterday, but this is kind of one of my bread and butter altcoin trading strategies, right? You SFP a previous low, and then you don't get in on the SFP, you get in on the break of structure after the SFP, which out of all the coins that we looked at yesterday, this one looked the cleanest. You had what do we talk about all the time? You had a JPOW pattern, SFP the low, break the high. What does that do? It starts runs, right? So we got a nice little run out of that. Come back down now. Now it kind of did it again here at the lows, but I think it was like 3-minute. Yeah, so we had like this one actually broke lower, but we had another 3-minute here. I'm not that interested in this because of how Bitcoin looks, but we are getting like a mitigation now, right? Range, initiation, mitigation. Did we break? Okay, so we break 3-minute bearish here. He set a high, set a low. So I may be interested, or there may be a trade here if you can come back up and break this, because then you could take profit at these previous highs as well. Did we already test the lows? We didn't yet, so we could SFP this into the lows. What is the RR on that? Uh, 178. Yeah. It doesn't really meet my requirements for RR. I mean, you could be looking to come up higher, but with the current market conditions, I'd be careful taking it long. But it's there. Is this golden pocket? I think it's 786. Yeah, golden pocket 786. I don't hate this, but it's not something that I would signal to a lot of people. But I think that could play out if the market's gonna play along. Did we? 117. Oh man. Okay, so yeah, we've had a break of structure now. Okay, so what did we talk about on Sol? Right, we talked about how if you want to see higher prices on Sol, you got to break 4-hour market structure, which we SFP'd here, which the SFP of this would target the low down here. That played out quite nicely. Some other coins did get 4-hour breaks, but yeah, Sol kind of told the story, failed to get above. We have this cage here, right? If you want Sol to break out of the cage, you got to break above 147. Failed to do so. That's kind of the reason why I held my trade earlier today. I was a little bullish just because of the SFP. I thought maybe we could come run up to the SFP target some of the higher prices. But yeah, when market structure breaks, you gotta just get out, in my opinion. But still a banger trade. About a 3 RR. What do some of the other alts look like? Did ETH sweep the low? Oh, I was looking at this earlier. Yeah, so ETH doesn't look that great. It didn't sweep the low here, so it didn't give us external structure, which means that your 15-minute high is up here. Now, if you do break this 15-minute high, like if in the morning, let's say we push up tonight, and in the morning we've broken this high, and we come back for like a golden pocket retest, that's not terrible in my opinion, at least up to the lows here, about like 29.20 if Bitcoin's going to behave. But it's really going to depend on what Bitcoin does. So make sure you go back and watch the beginning of the stream to get caught up on all the Bitcoin stuff. I see a lot of you guys coming in late here. Make sure after the stream you go back and watch the Bitcoin TA. But yeah, for right now, this just looks bearish, right? Golden pocket retest, come back, attack the week low. Which is what Bitcoin looks like as well. Yeah, if we lose this momentum, I think we're coming down. Did it give us 5-minute? No, I didn't. About 1 minute. Man, ETH didn't even give us 1 minute until... Okay, it broke 1 minute up here. Continuation. Breakdown. Break bearish here. Golden pocket after the 1 minute break. Oh, that was clean. That was clean. Okay, so... If you don't know what I'm looking at here, so we break the 1 minute high. Wait, was this external? Oh, I think that's actually internal structure. Still played out nicely though, but that's not the way that I prefer to look at structure. But on at least on an internal break, it's not as clean. It's not as clean. It's just a golden pocket retest this impulse. Yeah, it's messy. These charts are messy. I think Sol is probably the cleanest out of all of them, just because Sol actually swept the low here, so it gives me more confidence on the trade. Bitcoin's clean on the 1 minute, like we were talking about. You have a 1 minute bear break here at 84,826, and you're holding upwards momentum. So this is kind of the line in the sand for me. If you see Bitcoin come break this, we're probably coming back for the lows. A little bit of support here around like 84,750, but I don't like it if it breaks this, because you're also breaking your downtrending or uptrending momentum. Okay, let's look at total. I'm still getting used to these. Like, I know you guys preferred like a black background with different colors, but I don't know if I like it. What do you guys think? Do you guys like the charts better with the blue and orange, or the way we had them before? Let me know in chat. Throw 1 for the new colors, 2 for the old colors. Any color? All right. Need a black background. Looks slick. All right. We'll leave it for a little while. So this 6 hour, let's see. Oh wait, this is total. Oh, total, this looks ugly. It's really ugly. Yeah, so we got our break of structure. This kind of looks like Bitcoin, right? We tested it once, tested it twice, rejected coming down. Now swept this low. Yeah, guys, I mean, there's a weak low below us. Like, if we're just talking macro, I mean, with all the structure breaks, I need to remind you guys, right? What did we talk about at the end of the stream yesterday? Guilty until proven innocent, right? We've kind of soft rejected off of this downwards daily momentum here. Coming down, we have a weak low below us, right? So we would expect to come back to like this low. This low is not by any means off the table. It's not safe. The only hope for this low to be safe was if we were able to sustain bullish momentum above 93,000, which we weren't. Yeah, looks pretty bearish. I think we could get relief to one of these demand zones or one of these supply zones. Yeah, like if this momentum holds, we could get relief to one of these supply zones, but I'd be very careful of any sort of bear break in here. Yeah. Throw a 1 in chat if you guys read the Sunday market pulse every week, if you find it helpful, because man, those have been hitting. If you guys aren't reading those, I would strongly advise you to read those every week. All right, awesome, guys. Well, I will look at your altcoins as long as hopefully whatever you're suggesting has external structure and we can check it out. But yeah, similar to Arrow, was that I think it was Virtuals that we did the same trade on, but I don't know what that comment's in reference to. But yeah, if you guys want me to look at any altcoins, we can look at some altcoins, throw them in chat. Zek. Okay. Man, the demand did its job when we came down here to 330. We were talking about that after the break of 372. Man, Hold on, how did this play out? Okay, so if we're gonna come down, which we have broken momentum and rejected momentum on Zcash as well, I still see support at 350. Now, the problem is we rejected off of previous lows, right? So you lose the range, you come back up to retest the range, you reject off. We've also now broken, let's see. Oh, was that actually? Man, that's clean. That's really clean. So you had, I'm sure we talked about this before, but you had a nice 4-hour JPOW up here at the highs. So you had the bearish SFP followed by the bearish break of structure. And there's a reason that we talk about this pattern all the time, right? What does it do? It starts runs, right? So you come up to supply where you would expect to reject from. You reject from supply with the JPOW. This reminds me of Solana. I think I actually have said this on stream before, but you break 4-hour structure, you retest previous lows, and you fall off a cliff. Now, looks like we were looking, what time frame were we on for this? Looks like we might have been looking at like the 1 hour. Yeah, we were looking for 1 hour structure to break here. Didn't get a break. This might have been on smaller time frames even, but yeah, failed to do so. Yeah, 1 hour. Continues to roll over. You SFP, you basically SFP this. Where's your 4-hour high at? So you SFP the low. Yeah, okay. So the 4-hour high, move to here. You really got to get above 413 if you want to durably get a reaction here. Now, it has been following golden pocket pretty nicely, but now we're on a bear trend, right? So the way up was pretty simple, right? You got a 4-hour break of structure out of the key area we were looking at. Then you get a golden pocket retrace from that 4-hour. Man, that trade was so clean. Sorry if I talked about this before, but up to previous lows. Nice. Yeah, that was a clean trade, and then you get a clear exit signal here. If you were leaving a runner, you get a clear exit signal with your bearish JPOW up at previous lows. Yeah, so the line in the sand is 413. You got to break that now to be bullish. What did we reject from? Rejected from the 786, coming down now. What do we see on smaller time frames? See, SFP, you get a 15-minute bull break. You come up, you SFP the low on the 15-minute, then you SFP the high, and then you break structure on the low here, and then you come up and you SFP this previous high here. You come down. Yeah. The target of that is this low here. For me, ZEC, I would be careful trading this. You are at the golden pocket here, but you don't have a bull break until here, so I would look for a break of 4-hour structure again before trying to get bullish. Otherwise, you're likely to come back down to like 350 area, because if you look here, you have like a small little area of support here where we're getting kind of these bounces from, but once you lose this area here, like if we come back down, it's going to be a quick move back to 350. And if you want this to hold, you want the 4 minute to flip bullish, so I would just set an alert here. Until that breaks, I would be, looking for bear breaks in premium like this here. This SFP was probably your best bet. But yeah, I'd have an alert at 350 and an alert at 413, and I'd play it that way. 350, I'd be okay with like a 30-minute break here. If you get a 30-minute break here, I could see a run back up, maybe retest the trend line. Those are the key areas I see on ZEC. ZEC is dying. Yeah, bro, I mean, the problem with ZEC was you lose your 4-hour structure here at 370. Now, luckily, you regained it immediately out of this demand, which is nice, but then when you see like a tight JPOW like this at the highs, that's really bearish. It's really bearish. Like a good example of that was like Sol did it on the daily time frame. Yeah, Sol did it on the daily time frame. And guys, I mean, we were talking about back here the October 10th range. There's coins that are still in this range, right? And the problem is you got to come for the week low, right? So there's still a lot of coins that need to do that. But yeah, when you see like this SFP break of structure on a high time frame, like this was a daily, it starts runs to the downside, right? Sorry, I cleared my throat there. Yeah, so like Zek did it on the 4 hour. And we have all of this liquidity here to come back to. All of this is liquidity. All right. So be very careful with that. Bear claws are out, man. Boo Boo the bear's out. Sui? Yeah, we can look at Sui. Sui gave it all back, huh? Oof. Yeah, man. Sui is probably coming for the week lows again. Man, it looked so good. And Bitcoin just has to die more. Is Giggle running, bro? Sorry, I'll come right back to Sui. I just want to see this. Oh, no. Thank God. Yeah, dude, that random trade that you told me to get into, I don't know if that was you. Whoever was talking about Giggle in here. Like, I think I got in, and then I got out at, like... Oh, man, I think I got out at, like, 123 or something, and then it did this. That's crazy. That's crazy. But, yeah, I can't remember. I think I got in somewhere down here, and it went up to, like, 350, but... Or 123. I might have gotten out higher. I have to look at my history on that. But yeah, dude, I mean, this is what happens, right? Altcoins just fucking die in the bear market. Let's look. What about that coin that the beer dude's talking about? How'd that do today? Okay, beer dude, nice, man. Holding on, holding on, holding on. Not bad, man. Okay, back to Sui. Man, we're below all these spider lines. This doesn't really help anymore. Yeah, I mean, you got a weak low below you. Rolling over. Failure to reclaim. Failure to reclaim the range. Failure to break momentum. This was your clue, right? It's rejection from momentum rolling over. Probably coming for the weak lows. The problem is, like, everything down here got mitigated by this death wick, so really, you still have a weak low below you to come for. The least you could hope for is that the Coinbase pair, which has external structure, is in play, and then you kind of be looking for like an SFP of these lows. I mean, you could hold here if it's going to be like, this could be a Wyckoff accumulation, right? But it's going to depend on what Bitcoin does, which you could have like 1, 2, break of structure, 3, but you could also get a model 1 and it could come down here. So I would wait for some bullish structure on like the 30-minute before looking to get into this. It looks like it's going to come sweep the lows. Love Sui. Yeah, man, I was hoping that Sui would get a little bit better move out of this JPOW, but Bitcoin had other plans. Death. Downtrend. Gotta break it. Yeah, man. All right, Aster. Yeah, we can look at Aster. Aster. Oof, man. Man. Everyone was bullish on this with CZ promoting it at like $1. This thing just died. Died. Jeez. Let's see, what do we see here? All right, so you get a run up, you break 4-hour structure bearish here, you break bearish, you run down, you sweep the wick, you then break bullish here, you break bullish here, and then you immediately break back bearish, and the rest is history. Down you go. So, I mean, this actually had pretty good structure to trade. You break bearish here, you like SFP the 1 hour here, and you've had pretty much bearish 4 hour all the way down. Yeah, you've had, yeah, ever since you break the 4 hour bearish here, you just died. I mean, if you could call this support, you could call it support, but you get this. This doesn't look great, guys. Yeah, I mean, at the very least, you want to see like a 30-minute break on this. I mean, it did mitigate a lot of things on the way up. This hasn't been mitigated yet, so this would be pretty big resistance, like 7.2. Had a pretty strong downtrend selling off here. Yeah, I mean, if everything's going to bleed, this is going to bleed too. And then you have to ask yourself, you know, where's the floor? Because you have the launch price of 55. And, yeah, it's really anybody's guess down there. But, like, the only thing that I see that could be bullish is if we get a SFP of this low. SFP of this low, break the high, break out of momentum, and then go. It would have to look something like this, in my opinion. Otherwise, do not touch this, which we're breaking the low right now. So, Bitcoin's doing all right. Yeah, this is going to die. Coming back to probably listing price. Thanks for looking, bro. My BCH is still holding pretty steady amongst all the volatility. Yeah, BCH, that chart looked okay last time I looked at it. I think I was surprised at how good it looked. Don't all charts look similar? Well, there's some things that run counter trends for a while. Like ZEC was running when everything was dumping for a while. But all good things come to an end, you know? You're going to buy some more Solana and Sui? Hey, man. Do you have conviction for it? The problem for me with like buying altcoins right now is that Bitcoin is back in a 4-hour downtrend. So it's a downtrend on the weekly, a downtrend on the daily, and a downtrend on the 4-hour. So it's not really ideal conditions for building a position, in my opinion. So like last bear market, altcoins went down like 90 to 99%. And you have to understand, going down 99% is like going down 90% and going down another 90. Not that Solana will do that or Sui will do that, right? But they could, you know. 4 years at least. Yeah, I mean, I think Sui and Solana will be around, so not bad as long as you have money to keep going in. Let's look at Bitcoin one more time here. Holding momentum. I'd be watching this momentum and watching this bear break here. But I think with the break of downstream momentum here, we could definitely come up to put in a bear div to come back down. 4-hour line in the sand, guys. All right, let me do a little bit of. Make sure you please go back and watch the beginning of the stream for Bitcoin after this. We went pretty in depth with it. But 4-hour break of structure is now 90,300. If you want to be bullish on Bitcoin, let it prove itself. Let it prove its worth. To do that, it would have to come back up and reclaim this trend line and break out of this, which would be pretty bullish for coming up higher. Otherwise, if it fails to do this, guys, I tell you this at the end of every stream. Boo Boo is out in full force. He has destroyed Beefy and is guilty until proven innocent. We should be favoring shorts because what happens? You come up, you hit resistance, you drop. You come up, you hit resistance, you drop. Could you come up, hit resistance, or hit resistance and drop, right? So just be careful out there, guys. But I appreciate all you guys being here. Oh, sorry, bro. What about Pendle? Yeah, I'll check out. This will be the last one here. Check this out. Does this have what does this look? Man, looks like shit, bro. See what kind of reaction you get at this low. It's gonna take this low. It's gonna take. See what happens. See what sort of reaction you get at this low. This is a you do not want to flip this into resistance. If you flip this into resistance, sheesh, you're coming here. But see what happens. Maybe you can SFP the low. Maybe you can get like SFP break a 30-minute or something. But right now it looks like shit. Yeah. Little upward action, which is nice. Of course, bro. I know, right? The bear is cute, man, but he's deadly. He's deadly. All right. What did we talk about? What did we talk about yesterday? All right. Down. My the favorite thing I do on this channel is give you guys the 4-hour bias. I think it's one of the best things you can have is understanding what your overall trading week trend is, which is down. But as always, guys, thanks for hopping in here. Y'all that joined in late, go watch the Bitcoin part at the beginning. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, join the free Discord. You guys know the drill. And I will see you guys again on the weekly open stream. Maybe we can find a trade tomorrow. We'll see. But much love. Trade safe. Wave Cipher out. Talk to you guys later.